introduce our very important guests, I also want to say that you are most welcome to the 6th Internal Audit Annual Conference 2023. I know that there are others that are still on the way. They will be joining us in the course of the proceedings. So we don't want to take things for granted that we all know each other, but of course we will have enough time to bond and get to know each other. But at least I want to take this opportunity to introduce some of the guests, such that going forward we know the speakers, we know our leaders that have joined us for the current annual conference. So before I start, I will request that, when I read or when I introduce someone's name, you support me with at least a bit of hand clap. Thank you in advance. First and foremost, I want to say that we are very much privileged today to have our guest of honor, and he's the person I want to start with. I'll request him to get up, CPA Patrick, who is the Deputy Auditor General, and who is going to officiate the launch of this annual conference. Mr. Patrick. Right, thank you so much. Next. I don't want to say this in abbreviation. Like I said, there is no need to take things for granted. The next person I want to introduce is the chairman of the African Federation of Institutes of Internal Auditors. Briefly, Mrs. Doreen. Her full name's Ruth Doreen Mutebe. She's just started her new term. She was elected AFIA chairman in the last AFIA annual conference that happened in May. Yeah, in May in Accra, Ghana. And at least delegates from Rwanda, myself inclusive, we are happy that we participated in voting for her. That I have to mention. Yeah. But briefly, AFIA is a regional continental body that brings together all the institutes of internal auditors, I think right now in 24 countries out of, is that right, Doreen? 24 countries in Africa that have institutes of internal auditors. Thank you for joining us. Next, I want to introduce our Accountant General. Please, Marcel, if you may stand up for recognition. Now, he is the Accountant General, but I can tell you is as supportive to the institute as the Internal Auditor General. I always failed to draw a distinction, in their support, because myself, I want to mention this in front of our members that we so much appreciate for the support you give to the institute. One would probably assume he's more aligned to ICPA than the institute because he's the accountant, but I can tell you he's as supportive as a member, as a leader of the institute. We so much appreciate. The other person that I want to introduce, though he's not yet here, we just called him, he's on the way, but shortly will be joining us, is the Internal Auditor General for State to Isenje. I also want to say that this is one of the key partners that has been supporting the institute, and of course with the rest of his department. They are so supportive that we count so much of our success to their support. So I know there are team members from his department that are among us. Please convey this message, and when he comes in, I will have to repeat it. Yeah, thank you. Now, I don't want to make a fatal mistake. There are people that I should have started with, but since they are a group, I thought I should introduce them a bit later. This is our board of directors, led by the president. And for their case, I'll be reading the name and tell you the position in the board of directors. I think the MC will find a way of catching up with time, but I have to do that. So we want to first recognize Mr. Fred Twagirayezu, the president. Mr. Bosco Gashegu, the treasurer, please. Mr. Now the fatal mistake is coming in. Mucho, please, the secretary, please stand up for recognition. And now, the MC, our senior vice president. He's the senior vice president, Godwin. And then we have our vice president in charge of the public sector. Please stand up. Veneranda. I do not know, I've not seen her, our vice president in charge of private sector. Is not yet here. Next we have a board member, Miss Serena Wimbabazi. Right, so I think only one is yet to join us. This group that I just mentioned, they have been so key in whatever the Institute has been able to achieve, and we so much appreciate your leadership. We appreciate your support that you give on a day-to-day basis. Yeah. I can't also fail to mention our former president, Mr. Mukombozi. Oh, right. I thought you were still outside. Mr. Mukombozi Karache is the former president, one of the former presidents that was able to make it to this annual conference, and he will be moderating the panel discussions. Last but not least, I also want to recognize our sponsor, Teammate. Please, Polymester, if you can get up. Yeah. She will have time to tell you what Teammate is. You will have time to listen to her. So with those few introductions, I want to once again welcome all the delegates. Some of you, it could be the first time meeting you, but within the course of the 3 days, we'll have time to mingle and bond. I'm sure by the time we leave this venue on Friday, we will be all one team and knowing each other. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, CEO and MC, for this opportunity. Guest of honor, Deputy Auditor General from the Supreme Audit Institution of Rwanda, Chairman of AFIA, Accountant General, distinguished speakers and the guests, ExCom members, dear esteemed members of the Institute of Internal Auditors Rwanda, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. It is with great pleasure and sense of profound anticipation that I extend warm welcome to each and everyone to the 6th annual conference of the Institute of Internal Auditors, Rwanda. Your presence here today signifies your commitment to growth, learning, and the exchange of ideas that have the power to shape our collective future. Ladies and gentlemen, the theme of this conference, remaining on track in unprecedented emerging situations, reflects the ever-evolving of internal auditing. In an era of rapid technological advancements, complex regulatory frameworks, and dynamic business environments, our role has never been more critical. We find ourselves navigating unexplored territories, and encountering emerging risks, and facing situations that demand our utmost attention and strategic acumen. It is during these moments of uncertainty that the value of our profession truly shines through. Remember, we are not just auditors. We are strategic partners. We are risk assessors. We are catalysts of change. Our work goes beyond numbers and spreadsheets. It's about building trust, safeguarding assets, and enhancing the overall value of our organizations. Ladies and gentlemen, this conference represents more than just a series of sessions and presentations. It is an opportunity for us to come together, to engage in meaningful dialogue, to share insights, and to collectively explore the challenges and opportunities that shape our dynamic field. It is within these interactions that the true magic of learning and growth happens. Ladies and gentlemen, regardless of the efforts invested in the Institute of Internal Auditors, we are still struggling in some areas. These include lack of experienced and certified CRA trainers, which has contributed to low pass rates in that course, where, as of now, we only have 5 certified internal auditors across the country out of 1,000 internal auditors we have. That's the challenge we have, the biggest one. This leads to inability to serve the available demand of professional qualified internal auditors, which obviously poses risks to our economy in the long run. On that note, the Institute of Internal Auditors is committed to being your partner in your professional development. Is also committed to be the source of the knowledge for you and your platform for collaboration. That's our mission for our members. Together, we will shape the future of internal audit profession in Rwanda and continue to uphold the highest standards of excellence, ethics, and effectiveness. Ladies and gentlemen, we extend our gratitude to our sponsors, teammate, the partners, the Ministry of Finance, Bank of Kigali, and others that you just mentioned to your materials. The speakers we have in this conference, and the Secretariat of the Institute of Internal Auditors,
and all those who have contributed to making this event possible. Your support to our profession is invaluable and greatly appreciated. Once again, we welcome you to the 6th annual conference of IA Rwanda. It is our sincere hope that this conference will inspire you, will challenge your thinking, and provide practical insights that will empower you in your roles. Ladies and gentlemen, let's grab this opportunity and make this conference a truly transformative experience for everyone. Thank you. Enjoy yourselves, and possibly extend your stay here, and enjoy the wonderful Western Province hospitality. Welcome to the Serena Kivu Hotel. May God bless you.